Greetings, I'm joining us. We're back. This is Cat Island. I think there's one back there somewhere. So they have their own beach towels. Of course, they haven't been to the beach, but they have their own towels. So this is Galactic, outsider. Angelic War, MIB, an unknown alien species channeling. So we go back into the unknown. For the Galactic outsider, I was going to call it Galactic mission, but for those people that feel like they're, on your mission, but you don't feel like you can connect, like you're not part of this reality, really. I mean, you're here, but you're not really fitting into it that well. It's like I know people are going through an awakening. It's a spiritual awakening, but they're not realizing that, there's lives. I mean, some of us just don't fit into this world at all. So, I mean, people, they're, I don't know, just some people are going through a spiritual way to call people normies and all that, but they feel like they're awakened, but then they meet somebody like myself or someone that's similar to me or whatever. I have to put myself on a high pedestal or anything, but that just don't fit here. On a work level, on a life level, none of it. Just to kind of I mean, yeah, you might have some experiences, but still it's not like other people. And I don't believe many people can handle that. It's just when you're really really disconnected from reality altogether. That's the only way you can do stuff like this. Connect to other beings and things like that. So you have to be alien here. So alien you can't really relate too much of anything here. So without going into details of what a normal life is, I just let people define that. But when you live a life like this, you're just an outsider. Nobody wants it really. If they saw what you were going through, people want all these powers and abilities, but they saw what you had to go through to get it. They wouldn't want it. They couldn't handle it. I mean, some of us can barely handle it as it is. So, I mean, I moved away from pretty much evil, pretty much living with evil. My family is like completely unfeeling, uncaring. Just, I don't know, they care about the internet more than they care about any, you just don't matter. Literally, I feel like it just did not matter. It's damn. It's like, it's okay. We two can play at that game. It's just like we might have a family line, like you're grown up by his family, but there's like nothing there. It's like just a hollow, just a soul, just a hollow person walking around. Just they call it a family member. Like, geez, that's what I grew up with. So I'm away from that now, not fully, but for the most part. But whatever it had its purpose. But yeah, my family there's just nothing there. Just without going into full details, like I said, I don't know how many people would want that. It had some kind of level on a spiritual level, had to do with this type of work. We'll figure it out. But the Angelic War, it feels like the Angelics have something to say about what's happening here. I don't know what that is. The MIB energy, the Men in Black. I'm surprised I remembered it. So Men in Black are connected to CIA and FBI and stuff like that. Secret space program. I talked about probably very much. Of course, I've had incarnations with them. I haven't really gone into that level. I don't know if many people want to hear that. So I can probably reconnect to some of that stuff. Like I definitely have had a lot of connections with them. I feel like I'm living life as a Men in Black because I have no freaking life. I mean, me and my cats, and that's about it. So it's kind of like an MIB lifestyle. So And unknown species would just do what we did yesterday and see where that goes. Yeah, I'll bring in some Men in Black too to see what they have to say, if they have anything smart ass remark or whatever it might be. Anything else? So the Galactic Insider or Galactic Mission, or however you want to look at it. I'll bring some kind of vibration there. So for a little bit of update, see, I'm behind on pretty much everything. Gee, I'm so behind. I'm still in I'm still in July. This month is almost gone. So live practice sessions. I'm in so this is I'm in July still. For some people, I'm on August 5th. Same situation here. Webinar, social network, behind the scenes. So, okay. Or something. Yeah, they returned this place up. What's that? So, okay, we're going to Galactic Insider, Outsider. Whatever. Okay, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Palladians, tall blondes. This is Nathaniel. Blessings. So many of you that are here to this awakening process. Yes, you're sacrificing your time, your life here to help others for the greater good of humanity. And there's different levels of it. Some choose the family life, and some choose not to have one. Some just it's your human life is like your time in the military. So you disconnect from all of this, what humans would categorize as normal. You would denounce all of that. Some do, not all. Some would just the social life, intimate moments, and just shut all that off and go into war basically. And it's not a war that battleground that you would see that on a physical level, but war within, because you're living a life that you think you're capable of so much more and you're not living it. But on an astral level, you're changing things, preparing, you're clearing out past life traumas. There's a great deal of work that you need to be, for some, need to be away from any type of normalcy, what your world calls it. So yeah, it's a lonely life, but not many can handle it. But most likely many of you are experiencing now live pretty much a lonely existence here. You're not alone, but it feels that way. You've done this before. So it's just the world needs it. And to keep yourself clean of any negative karma, that's why some of you go through the situations that you do. You just want to do the right thing and bring that right thing, to humanity's vibration. So yeah, sacrificing your own free will, your happiness, whatever it might be, for the will of others on a galactic level or on an angelic level. Galactics and angelics work a little bit differently, but it's pretty much the same. And yes, galactic beings and angels they normally work together in a positive way, but there are some that do collide into each other, of course. But just the alien world and how humans incarnate here is not always the clearest. When you incarnate here, we're going to keep using this term, a life of normalcy. Just remove that so you can focus on you and what you're here to do on a higher dimensional level. because it's, this world, you're having problems in Afghanistan, and you say this planet is Afghanistan. Compared to other planets, yes, it's just not the war physical. It is a lot of it's a mental war. It's not seen here clearly. You don't have guns blazing. You just have people having trouble with each other. And yes, you have spiritual groups that do get together, but they're getting together maybe not on the most highest level that they could. At their level, that's where they can connect, but there's a deeper level they're just not ready for. And a lot of not everybody, but many here on a humanity is not ready for a deeper awakening, as some might think. Now, some of you on individually, yes, but yes, your numbers are very well compared. You're in a minority compared to the rest of the world. The rest of the world is not ready for a deeper understanding of how the world works. It's just they hit the brakes. Even those on a spiritual level, that some that just it's only so far they want to go, and some do get confused. Well, because it's another thing. They want a life of normalcy. They want to feel normal. They want to feel, they can do all the things what they've been told what is the good life. But like I said, many of you turned that off a long time ago. It's not easy, of course, but in the long run, it makes sense. On a higher dimensional level, it makes sense. But from a physical person's point of view, they'll look at you as like, what's wrong with you? And that's on them for saying that, though. Most likely, they can't live a life that you would. Most likely not. If they're criticizing or they feel, because especially it's like, especially living a life alone for a very long time. Many souls cannot handle that. It's like, wow, I gotta really have to deal with myself. It's just not happening. But that's how you make your spiritual connections. 10 years, 20 years alone. That's really when you make your abilities go to a different level. So that's greetings. We're out of the Elohim. Your human perspective is limited, but not forever limited. As humans have been, as you know, manipulated on many different levels, their minds switched off, other versions brought in, forced, usually by the aliens. Well, the aliens use this world as an experimentation. They're not ready to heal themselves. So they're going to keep you in turmoil as long as they can, so they can avoid growing up themselves. It might be at a higher frequency because they were born into it. So they know how to keep that frequency up. Of course, many have dropped down, but they still have their friends to keep them at a higher density level. So the angelics also have their own problems. Yes, angelics dealing with the demonic realms. As many angelic beings get lost in the demonic realms for eons. And then rule this earth. It's like even angels feel like, why am I even doing this anymore? Humans don't care. And some become dark, fallen angels. And then they become CEOs or somebody in charge to control your planet. And then you can become very, very powerful. Because you take an angelic, powerful being and lower its frequency, it still has a lot of power to it. Even at a lower dimension, it's still very powerful, very manipulative. And that's what you're dealing with here. Forces that the human has trouble understanding. And once again, if you want, yes, the idea of normalcy, it is difficult to see what's truly here. You have to step out of that normal world. It is not easy for me to do. The demonic beings here, yes, they call them tricksters. Obviously, they're running governments on multiple levels. And yes, the idea of war. Well, because it keeps them empowered over the people. When war dissipates, they can't hold on to the soul. They can't take souls over anymore, not as they used to. So now you're dealing with a different type of war now. They're not still as powerful as they used to be. There are always so many are talking about reptilian beings, but they don't talk about the demonic beings. They seem to miss that side of your evolution. Your demonic realm is more powerful than any alien being will ever. No matter what kind of alien being you have, a demonic being will always be more powerful. Of course, an angelic being would be more powerful than an alien being also, or an elemental. So the aliens here have power, but they're not as powerful as many other beings. Humans just decide to be manipulated by these beings, and so it happens. They have a contract with these beings, so it happens. So that's why it's happening. So many humans are just having difficulties. Yes, reptilians come and go, but they always seem to come back. Because many don't see much change, do you? Well, because they never really left. But try telling that to the rest of the world. Those that want to feel that things are changing, and they are. Well, it's up to the individual. Not worry about the rest of the world is going to be saved or anything else. Yes, save yourself. Save others around you, of course. Family, friends, of course. But the rest of the world, it has to go through its process. You try to save the world, you will go down with it easily. But as you save yourself and those around you, those that you feel are connected to you, that's also connected to your soul family that you weren't always aware of. And you might see angel wings, possibly. There's just a deeper connection that wasn't seen before. And some beings do have to come here as darker entities, dictators, because that's what the world needs from that soul. It's like, you make a great bad guy on the earth to help it evolve. And to take that role is very difficult, but like in your heart, you want to do the right thing. Humans here can get very lost very easily, as you can see. So being like a dictator on this planet, it's kind of like being a parent that's, the bad parent, or the parent that nobody likes, or whatever it might be. That's one way of looking at it. Greetings to you. This is Agent N with the Man in Black. Greetings. Your Afghanistan situation, of course, it's going to be entertainment for all. Is your alien vibrations? Yes, you have many galactic beings that are manipulating society. Many galactic beings are here as human. Of course, some of you have that idea, and having a blast with it. Some of them obviously are in power, not going to make themselves known. Tall blonde, even tall white beings are causing mayhem here. Of course, there's a positive energy there, but the hijacking of alien species have happened. It happens on your world. It happens on other worlds also. For where the world is right now, is this just letting it play itself out and not getting absorbed into its drama. It's what it's going through. Yes, focusing on yourself might be the hardest thing ever. Well, for some, it's very easy. It's like it's this place. Many of you are actually getting stronger in the astral. Many of you have been waiting in the astrals, like humans aren't ready. I'm going to go play tic-tac-toe, and so they're ready. Well, because many of you have specific missions here that aren't going to be clear, of course, as a human being. So the energy of moving, like you see this individual move, is so that the ship it's like moving as the battle commences. It's not over yet. And some of you might think that's the case, not necessarily. So some of you are moving to places like, oh, I think I can finally relax. Well, actually, it's like, and you in a better place so you can actually counter whatever is on its way. So if you think it's over, think again. There's lollipops and ice cream out there for you, and that's all for you, but that comes to an end eventually. The way, if your world starts ending all this darkness, you'd be all hugging each other telepathically, connecting to have a telepathic party. Most likely you'll stop eating meat or any food for that matter. Meat would probably end first. Basically become more breathian energy, just go into a higher frequency, and who the hell needs food anyway? Obviously, you're far from that. So the dictators on your planet, obviously, from our point of view, laughing their asses off. Well, they're seeing how many people they can get to buy all of this, and of course, humans are easy to sell, especially war. They can't do the wars that they used to. They're trying to. Obviously, they're failing. So they have to mess things up. They have like they go to the Middle East where nobody wants to go and cause some mayhem there. But you're gonna be saved by your galactics. We're actually gonna be more saved by your people that are here. Well, not necessarily saved, but you're gonna see where humans are truly at right now. Well, if you're going to, some get spiritually awakened, but then they get in like first class of Fantasyland and live there in the higher dimensions, which is fine, but reality finds its way to you eventually. Meaning that many are just thinking they have it all figured out, and come to find out there's many more layers you have not figured out. There's this, just keep an open mind. MIB people, we are everywhere, but we're not going to say where, how, what we do. Just humans feel like there's so much of that in spiritual community or any community, your neighborhood community. They think they got it all figured out, and it's just, think again. There's just so many different layers. Yes, other realities screwing around with yours at this time. And yes, other realities where they're just drinking pink juice all day. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but do it because they can. And just watching your world tear itself apart. But everybody looks like they just take a shower every 5 minutes and just look like, a brand new car every day. Watching your planet rip itself apart over nonsense. And when you start clearing your energy fields and really seeing, it's like there's so many different realities watching yours, it's just like, what is wrong with those people? So expect, some of you are having awakening. Obviously, it's difficult. You're not going to have a Men in Black agent show up, not likely, unless you want to just have a little Christmas tree, have a little note on, maybe you might visit, have some cookies out there for us. We might show up, possibly. Unlikely. I don't think you want to visit from us, actually. Well, that means, when an MIB agent showed up, that means the government screwed up. They're supposed to keep all of this hidden. Obviously, humans all believe us anyway, right? We're just a comedy show. We're just a comedy movie. Far from it. Well, you have to do that to basically, anybody hears about Men in Black to just laugh their ass off and just look the other way. So it's like it's like deactivating your average human. When truth, we're real more than you might realize. And our efforts here are probably, like a lot of your agencies, your CIAs, a lot of that comes from us. Why not? I mean, it's not like you can tap into our energy anyway. I mean, how do you control a society? Secretly. I mean, you don't see us walking around. You're not supposed to. If you do, you might get glimpses of us here and there. If you think of us as either we're watching you or you just remember us. There's different ways usually we're watching you. why are we here? Why are we well? Because if you're going to start unraveling your reality, you might see more of us. But of course, if you have it, what it takes. If you don't, that's okay. You can just go first class in Fantasyland, and that's more. That's a nicer place there. Well, it's more fascinating as you go into your awakening to see how many layers are here, and not to be afraid of anything. I mean, how many more doors can you open? Oh, there's so many of them. All right, that's all for us. Greetings. Greetings to you. We are, yes, an unknown species. We aren't ones to advertise ourselves as anything. What for? If you connect with us, you can see us pretty clearly if you wish to. We are just not celebrities as some others are. Where Palladians, Syrians, Lyrians are trying to repair their societies. Yes, they brought all their problems here and trying to sort it out. You're not having much luck, I can say. Some have luck, and you don't. If they're having luck, your world would be a different place at this time. What's happening in Afghanistan shows, yes, a weakness in society. It's what's it is what's necessary. Well, that's where your society is at, in chaos. It might not show it, but it has to find a way to show itself to you eventually. When we look at what Africa is going through, Africa deserves so much more. And those people have been through so much, and it is not recognized by your media, it is ignored for obvious reasons. Your average person doesn't even think about it. Not that you need to save the world, but realize there's much more in your world than what you have. And yes, all of this materialism is just to keep you quiet, keep you away from what's happening on the planet, just to keep you busy. Here's a new stereo system. Here's the newest phone from whoever, just to keep you and drain your vibration at the same time. That would change in your future. Africa would be released from its carnage eventually. Yeah, the human energy has to shift where all the shadow vibrations can no longer hide anymore. Now, so you want to heal your planet, materialism needs to be looked at differently. You can still have it, but look at it differently because you need it to some extent, obviously, to live, to shift your vibration, have positive energies into around it. That's quite fine. But some people get so pulled into that because it creates their personality, their character. Well, such as doctors or someone professional, they put on this persona, but then you get to know them as like a totally different person. Yeah, it's like shielding you from what's really there. But some of you are here to see right through it. And obviously, it's like if you can see through all that nonsense, what else can you see through? So some of you can see through all what you call BS. And that's another reason why you live a lonely life. Is because you just see through it all. You're not playing the game. So there is a certain hint of shamanism there within yourselves to basically heal the earth from the inside. Now humans have to go through their process, but it doesn't mean you still can't work on the planet to shift its vibration to a whole new level. Or places like Africa, if you open up Africa's energy, yes, reptilians would be everywhere. And there's other beings there too, but we'll just put the reptilian vibration there. Yeah, they're feasting off of everyone's vibration, not necessarily on the flesh. I mean the energy, but it's usually just an energy holds because they lower the frequency so you can't see them. But as you learn how to deactivate that, yeah, game over for them. So you think reptilians have left the planet? Well, if Africa becomes a first world country, then that means probably, and the rest of your world is doing pretty decently also. That shows, yes, the reptilians have left their planet. At least the ones that are causing trouble. There's actually a lot of positive reptilian beings. I just want everyone to get along. Obviously, they're in the minority compared to the ones that are here. The ones that are here are armies that have been left behind, armies that kind of hate each other, armies that just, they feel like nobody really cares about them. So here they're just feasting on humans. A lot of them don't like humans. So they get humans to destroy themselves because it's to them, it's entertainment. It's to them a sense of accomplishment. Now, it's not just reptilians doing this, but we'll just bring their light through because there's other beings that are far worse than them. But for our identity, who we are, we don't see it matters. Is humans are labeling so much, and where has that gotten you at this time? What has naming each other gotten you anyway? I mean, you can have as many names as you want. You can, even your own age, you can age yourself instead of going by your birth chart and all that. Do whatever you want. Don't go by what humans say. This whole system is corrupt. I mean, even just your name and your age is a grid on you. It's like you have to be a certain way. If you just turn all that off, turn everything off. Because that's what this planet is just, yes, hijacked on so many different levels, so many agendas. Obviously, humans have trouble with that. Those that just, oh, you can't do this, you can't change things. Obviously, some of them have truly sold themselves out because they have no respect for themselves. Now, this was brought up yesterday about celebrities that are being used here. Yeah, a lot of them have been hijacked or a clone version of them. It doesn't mean the person has been, it's like if you're very attractive in another reality, you're, most likely they're going to find a way to get you here to seduce humanity. And some of you have been trying to reverse that. It hasn't been easy because, once again, your human doesn't believe in these things. They don't believe in, really soul hijackings. They have so much to learn, and they feel like they got it all figured out. And why they feel that way? Because it feels good to think you know it all. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's so much more here you're not seeing. But some don't want to see that. It's like, I'm at a vibration where I only see what I want to see. And that's fine. But some of you are here to truly go like under the carpet or under the sands of time, go through walls, literally, yes, remote view your planet. And really, remote viewing is also bringing the hidden into existence here. So reptilian beings that are causing difficulties here. Think about a bunch of children that can't play anymore. They're just having a blast here. But then you take away their playtime. You got to send them back where they came from. There's still a lot of them are adolescents. I mean, a lot of them have a mentality of a 12-year-old or younger, but they're very powerful. It's like, even with a child, some of you notice, like, even a 6-year-old can kick someone's ass. Or a 4-year-old, or a 2-year-old, for that matter. So just put that in reptilian perspective. It's like, you might have a mentality of a 2-year-old, but so, and think of like that power of a young energy like that. So you have a reptilian being, we're just using them for example. But you have a reptilian being that has a mind of a 2-year-old, but it's very powerful, and you have trouble shutting it down. It's time to you wonder why your world is the way it is. Yeah, you're dealing with youngster beings that have all this power. And yes, they might abuse it, but they don't care. Someone else will just take their place. It's like, I'm controlling like 30 people right now. I'm going to take my spot. I'm falling apart right now. Yeah, and I'm 5 now. Blessings.